Hello, great minds. Hope you're doing awesome today and having a lovely day. The question always pops, who is a great bass player? Well, let me tell you, a great bass player is a bass player who doesn't just know what to play, but why to play, when to play, and how to play. For example, listen to this. Now, that was an F sharp major 7th and a run to it. Now the question pops, why that run? Why should it be that particular run? Well, that's what I felt. Hello, great minds. Hope you're doing awesome today and having a lovely day. The question always pops, who is a great bass player? Well, let me tell you, a great bass player is a bass player who doesn't just know what to play, but why to play, when to play, and how to play. For example, listen to this. Now, that was an F sharp major 7th and a run to it. Now the question pops, why that run? Why should it be that particular run? Well, that's what I felt I should. For example, as a bass player, once upon a time I set a standard for myself, and I saw that after a while I had achieved that standard, but I couldn't go beyond it because that was what I created as my highest point. So to a great extent, it hampered my own creativity as a bass player because I was just there. And I kept wondering, why am I not going beyond this point? And that was because I had set a wrong standard for myself. I had set a wrong model for myself. And all I could see was that model, and I couldn't cross that point. So I must say, one of the things that will hamper your creativity as a bass player is setting wrong models and wrong standards for yourself. It will go a great way and a long way to hamper your own creativity, because what it does practically is it creates a rooftop for you, and you just feel that's the highest point you can go, and you keep playing the same thing over and over and over again. There was this bass player who met me some times ago for mentorship, and he said that he has been playing the same thing for a very long time and he wants to really improve. I said, why? Okay, who have you been listening to? He said he has a role model, and he mentioned the name of one of the top great bass players, on the international scene. And I was like, wow, this is an amazing bass player. But funny enough, that bass player actually amplifies only one aspect of bass playing. I won't mention that aspect. So he had listened and fixed that bass player as his role model. So he kept playing and playing like that bass player. So when I told him, play some more, let me hear, he couldn't play anything other than that. And I was like, why? When I sat down, I thought about it. I said, he probably has placed that bass player as his role model and his highest point. So he couldn't see beyond that, even though you can do far much more than that on the bass. He couldn't see beyond that because that was his highest point. So one of the things that will hamper your creativity, I must repeat, is setting wrong standards and wrong models for yourself. You won't grow beyond the standards you set for yourself. If your target is the sky, why aim for the ceiling? So what I'm simply trying to say is the best you can be is you. You can listen to people's works, you can listen to other people play, you can try to replay and transcribe and score what they played, but the best is you. As long as you have motivation, as long as you're motivated, as long as you're passionate, never set low standards for yourself. Give yourself high standards and tell yourself, this is what I want to achieve. Then see what more you can do about what it is you have been yearning to achieve. And that's where your creativity comes in. And really, that's what I try to amplify on the BGM program. I don't teach you to be like me or to play like me, but I teach you to play like you, because there are several things that you will play that I can't play. There are several things that you will play in certain ways that I can play in that way, or I probably haven't thought about it that way. So I want you to be on the BGM program because I am simply teaching you to be you. I'll teach you the techniques I know. I'll teach you the approach I know, but basically, I just want you to be you. So join me. We're kicking off on the 6th of November. It's just about 5 days away. And we're ending on the 27th of November. It's going to be 21 days of amazing bass guitar mentorship, from chords to shapes to the chemistry of notes. I'm going to be teaching you a whole lot. We're going to be having virtual classes also, amazing virtual classes where I'll be exposing some things to you practically. So please come on board BGM 11, and I'll be glad to have you. Just 6,500 naira, 21 days. Hello, great minds. Hope you're doing awesome today and having a lovely day. The question always pops, who is a great bass player? Well, let me tell you, a great bass player is a bass player who doesn't just know what to play, but why to play, when to play, and how to play. For example, listen to this. Now, that was an F sharp major 7th and a run to it. Now the question pops, why that run? Why should it be that particular run? Well, that's what I felt I should come up with, but also there were rules guiding it. Now I played an arpeggio of the chord, and I did a backward run from my 6th, of course dynamically, moving from my 6th to my 5th to my 4th to my 3rd to my 2nd and back to my 1, then ran my arpeggio and ended on the 7th. Isn't that amazing that you know why you play what you play? And that's what I strive to achieve on the BGM program, the online professional bass guitar mentorship program. Right now, we're on the volume 11, the 11th edition, BGM 11, and it's going to be amazing. I've prepared to teach you chords from A to Z. I mean, you'll be learning the A to Z of chords from the beginner level up until the intermediate level. I'll be teaching you how to approach chords dynamically. I'll be teaching you the concept of implication and a lot of other stuff I have prepared for you. If you have ever had problems with chords, I mean playing chords on the bass guitar, this program is an end to your problems. Yes, I mean it. And secondly, I'll be teaching you how to deal with shapes, taking advantage of shapes to create amazing bass lines and improvisations. And finally, I'll be teaching you the chemistry of notes, taking advantage of the way notes react with each other to create amazing sounds. I tell you, it's going to be an amazing ride, and I want you to be a part of this program. I would love to be a part of your story. My name is Oluwatobi Ajiboye, also known as Basic T, Africa's #1 music coach and bass guitar mentor. I'll be glad to have you on board. You have the details on the screen. Please make sure you subscribe now. Kaboom!
Yeah, nice to be here. Can you hear me?
Yes, good to have you.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can
it's
hear
nice.
you loud and clear.
It's nice to be here. I've really benefited a lot. It has really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I've been finding it difficult before I met you, maybe to play slaps. Though I had started on my own, but I did not really get the tricks until you came up to open up the tricks. And because I have been following like Victor Roten and others, and Scott Divine. So, but sometimes they seem to be hiding some things, and gosh, yeah, not really, opening up. I mean,
tell us how this program has helped you.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Gabriel.
Thank you for the opportunity to express myself. Actually, I'm so
Thank you
happy
so
for
much.
this program. I've been following this BGM since 7, 8, 9,
Yes,
10.
yes,
And
yes, yes,
that's been
yes.
a very wonderful journey. Even there was a time Mr. Basic T called me. I was working there. I told him that I have a very busy schedule, but
Schedule, yes.
we all good. The program is very good, even though I
Okay.
think that I have a lot to work on because of time. I don't have enough time to
Okay.
practice, but it's a
Okay.
journey. It's a journey, and the
Yeah,
main
that's
thing is
true.
that we don't stop. We continue practicing no
Practicing, yeah.
matter what, no matter how short time we have.
Okay.
Just keep practicing.
That's
That
true.
will get there.
That's true.
That was it. The program is
That's
perfect.
true.
I know about Scott, Victor
Thank you so
Wooten. I've
much.
been watching them a lot of videos over the YouTube, but it's not like
Uh,
when someone takes his time to break things down,
Okay.
break
break
things
things
down to
down.
the barest minimum.
Okay.
I just want to appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? All right, I think you can hear me now, and I am glad that you can. So sorry about the technical hitches. We are back, the hitches and the glitches. We're back and we're kicking off right away. So you're going to be seeing my face now. All right, all right. So here we go. We are live here on Scaling Up as a Musician, and it's going to be an awesome and amazing session. And I hope you are prepared for awesomeness. I hope you are prepared for awesomeness because you're going to be getting a lot of value. You're going to be getting a lot of value this afternoon. Oh, sorry, this morning. Okay, so today we're discussing moving from the point of being an average musician into being a ragingly good musician. I mean, everyone in life desires to be great. But the truth is, if you truly want to be great, there are sacrifices you must make, there are steps you must take to ensure greatness. And one of those steps is ensuring that or making sure that your passion is not diminishing in any way. Making sure that the efforts you're putting in is equal or translates into the kind of result you want to eventually get. So today we are discussing about scaling up. That's moving beyond where you are and moving to where you desire to be. I wouldn't say where you ought to be because the truth is our desires are different and our personalities and our persons are different. So it's not really where you ought to be, but where you desire to be. If you're hungry, you definitely would look for food. So if you're hungry, where you would find food might be different from where someone else will find food. So it's not actually where you ought to be, but where you desire to be. So you will grow to the depth of the desire you have for yourself or for your life. Sorry, I'm still monitoring. So, but basically, before you grow, you have to take certain steps. For example, even as a human, if you want to increase in your finances, there are steps you have to take. They tell you in economics, income is a rate multiplied by time. So your rate is what you are worth. Okay, how much am I worth? If I'm to work for someone, how much am I worth? Then the time is how much time when you put in your rates with respect to your time, how much time translating in hours. For example, if my rate is $50 and I work for 10 hours, that means I'll be making $500. So $500 is my income. The rate is my value. And the time is how much time I'm putting in. Let me put it that way. How much time I'm putting in to achieve the result of getting a good income. And so also in music, when we talk about music growth, because a lot of these principles actually align with each other. Whatever principles align in business also aligns in education, also aligns in growth. So growth is simply your rate also multiplied by time. If you want to grow, there are certain principles you must hold on to, and those principles have to be fixed per time in order for you to see growth. So we are actually we are measured by time. Every human on earth, in fact, everything on the surface of this earth is measured per time. Recently, I heard a story of a ship that sank several years back, and they found some of the, I don't know if I'll call it rubbles now, some of the parts of the ship, and when they brought them out, they were rusted. Of course, that's what you expect, completely rusted and written off. Now, what happened? Over time, it had sucked up water, which eventually helped it. Let me put it that way, helped it to rust. So also, we are here as humans. We every day we are passing on. Let me put it that way. Practically speaking, we are passing on. You are not the same person you were yesterday. Today you have grown older. It's, yes, you might look younger in your face, but the truth is you're practically getting older every day. So time is a continuum. You can't stop time. You can't hold time down. You can't hold time back also. So there's a need for you to, whatever it is you do, you walk within the confines of time. It's necessary. It's necessary that you understand that there will come a time where you can no longer put in efforts. There will come a time where your own value as a person will diminish. So we are chasing after time, but the best is for time to be your friend. Well, that's by the way. So, but today we are talking about scaling up as a musician, moving from an average musician into a ragingly good musician. Now, average to ragingly good. Now, who is an average musician? First of all, what does it mean to be average? To be average means to be just there. Let me go online and let's go through Google and go through. You can also pick up your phone and run through it with me. What is average? Average. Now I'm looking for the definition of average. Average simply means normal. Normal. That's a good word to qualify average. Being normal. There's nothing special, just there. You're just like everyone. Compared to probably number of people, when they say someone is average, that means you're just like every other person. There is nothing extra and there is nothing special about you. So that's average. And who is an average musician? An average musician is a musician who is not special. There is nothing spectacular about you. You're just like every other musician out there. There is nothing that blows people's minds about the way you play. You're just there. Probably what will blow their minds is how terrible you sound. And I'm sure that's not where we want to be as musicians. We want to be great. We want to be better. We want to consistently and constantly improve in our game. For example, you go to some events, you attend some events, and you return home and there is actually nothing special that you can remember about the music. There is nothing spectacular. There is nothing awesome about it. It's just there. You just, when someone gets to ask you, how was the event? How was the music? It was just there, beg. Or if it was a solo performance, how was that singer? Or how was that vocalist? And she was just there, beg. Now, there's a difference between average and terrible. Terrible is another level where the person goes off key or plays terribly. Terrible is terrible. We all know terrible. But why should you be average when you can yearn and strive to be a ragingly good musician? What does it mean to rage? Without control, you're just mad. Like, that means you're raging. Nobody can control you. Now, I'm taking advantage of rage and fixing it to qualify a musician. So a ragingly good musician is someone who is irresistible. Rage is, no matter what, even if you try to control rage, it can hardly be controlled. I think I saw a movie sometimes back about rage, a movie titled Rage. They couldn't control the person. The person was just mad. I think maybe his daughter was killed or his family was killed, and So a ragingly good musician is someone who is irresistible. You are so good that wherever you show up and play, everyone will notice you. Don't forget, someone in rage will definitely be noticed out there. So a ragingly good musician is you are no matter how you try to hide yourself, even if you're trying to hide yourself intentionally. Let me get some more volume. So no matter how much you try to hide yourself, the truth is you can't hide yourself because you are just good. You are amazingly good. So that's what it means to be a ragingly good musician. And don't forget, we are striving to move from average to being ragingly good. Now, you're trying to move from the crowd to being set on a different level where people see you. Now, how will they see you? You have to put in some effort. But now, what we're talking about is not just putting efforts, but putting efforts per time. So I said earlier on that in economics, income is rate multiplied by time. Rate multiplied by time. Now, my abilities, my capability, my capacity multiplied by the amount of time I put in music will determine whether I will grow or not. Now, we are taking advantage of leverages. We're taking advantage of leverages. So what is a leverage? Kindly watch this video briefly. It will give you a little understanding of what a leverage means.
This video is created for EDT 6201 by Nur Sakina and Nur Azrina. You can call us Teacher S and Teacher A. Today, we will learn about simple machine and we will focus on lever. What is a lever? A lever is a straight rigid bar that rotates on a fixed point. All levers have three parts: the load, the fulcrum, and the effort. The load is the object we want to move. If you look at the picture, it is the big box. The fulcrum is the fixed point on which the lever turns. From this example, it is the small triangle. The effort is the force applied to move the load. In this case, the boy's hands are applying an effort to overcome the load. There are three types of lever: first class lever, second class lever, and third class lever. All of these are based on the relative positions of the fulcrum, effort, and load.
For this video, we will focus on first class lever. First class lever is when the fulcrum is between the load and the effort. Let's watch this example. Can you detect where the fulcrum is? The hint is to locate what is in the middle. The screw in the center of the scissors does not move. Therefore, it is a fulcrum. The paper is the load, and the hand will be the effort.
So now, you already know what first class lever is. Try to find other examples of appliances that use the first class lever in your surrounding. Second class lever will be discussed in the Simple Machine Part 2. Stay tuned!
Yeah, so I hope that gave you a little insight on what a leverage is. When you talk about leverage, you're talking about a lever. And, I just would define a leverage for you from Google here. It says the exertion of force by means of a lever. So you're exerting force by means of a lever. There are actually other definitions of leverage, but I wouldn't want to go into them so I don't, go round about several other things. But I'm just being direct here. Is the exertion of force by means of a lever. So also let's find out the definition of a lever. A lever is a simple machine consisting of a beam or a rigid rod pivoted at a fixed hinge or fulcrum. A lever is a rigid body capable of rotating on a point on itself. Now, that's a lever, It's like a triangle. Let me give an example. A triangle, just like you watched in the video, and we have a plank, on top of it. So on that plank, at one end of the plank is your effort, and at the other end of the plank is your load, which I'll term your result. So now you use time to try to achieve a couple of things, but the truth is time on its own is limited. We all have 24 hours in a day. You cannot have more than 24 hours in a day. It's not possible, except you're not living in this climate. You can't have more than 24 hours in a day. So what can we do? The first thing we can do is to increase in value, which is good. We ourselves can increase in value on our own. For example, in music, you increase in value by practicing. You practice, put in so much effort, and which is a good one. Another thing you can do is to increase in time. But practically speaking, we cannot increase in time. We cannot increase in time because we just have 24 hours. So what then can you do to get the result of growth? Don't forget that we are looking at efforts and we're looking at results. Effort and results. So what can you do now? Since we are limited by time, what can you do? What you simply do is to leverage. You leverage on other things so as to get the results you are looking for. For example, we all know when you have a flat tire, you cannot raise the car up yourself. You can't raise the car up and fix the tire. Or probably you call your family members to help you raise it up. So you pull out the tire and jack it up. So you pull out the tire and change it. No, you can't. It's difficult. Not just difficult, I think it is impossible. Even if you pay me $1 million, I won't help you hold a car up because I know I'll be dead before I even have access to the money. So what you do is, or what was done right from time was, a lever was created, and that lever is your jack. So you're leveraging on the jack. Your effort now is put into the jack, and now the jack lifts the car up. Now, practically speaking, like I said, you cannot lift the car up. But with the use of the jack, which is a leverage, you're able to channel your energy into that jack to lift the car up. Another example is, I don't know the story really, but like Uber. It will be so bulky for Uber to buy cars and flood the entire market with cars and start, looking for drivers to drive. Or let me say Bolt. I'm sure of Bolt. At least I know Bolt. Bolt is here in Ibadan. So it will be difficult for you to actually get several cars, buy them and brand them, look for drivers, pay them monthly salary and all of that. But I tell you, the business will run down in a very short while. But what Bolt did was, if you have a good car, come with it. We'll inspect it. We'll check it. It's fine. And you can start the business. Just give us a percentage. So instead of using 100% of your strength to work, you are using 1% of 100 people's strength. Now, look at that. Instead of using 100% of your strength, which will run you down totally out, because if you want to run the business of that transport company like Bolt, you will be run totally down because you have to think of paying salaries, you have to think of maintaining cars, you have to think of this and that. You'll be out. in heaven. But now they are leveraging on other people, and instead of 100% at once, which can run me down because of the amount of strength and effort and stress involved, I now pick 1% of 100 people. And at the end of the day, I'm still getting 100%. But the beauty of it also is that I am channeling the energy into several other people. So it's not just about the fact that, yes, everybody knows it's me doing it. But now I have people who will reduce the stress on me. I hope I'm not going too far. I just wanted you to understand where we're driving at. Who will reduce the stress coming on me, so I rest more. Now, I don't have to think about maintaining cars and all of that. I only say, okay, bring your cars. If they are good enough, if they are capable enough, if they are functional enough, use them, and I'll create a platform where you simply come and give me percentages. So I don't have any business with maintaining any car. I don't have any business with running any errands. All I do is just receive my alerts and make sure that I supervise that these things are going on fine. Also, you have a restaurant, and, or let me say, okay, you have a catering business, and you are the only one running that business. Now, it will be nice, yes, to run alone, and you serve one person, you serve the second person, but it gets to a point where you have more than 1, 2, 3 customers. How then do you fulfill your orders? You have a restaurant and 10 people are there at the same time, they are hungry. How do you fulfill that order of meeting 10 people and you do that at the same time? It's not possible. At the end of the day, you will get stressed. You will lose your customers. So instead of that, you leverage, get other people in, and that way you sustain your customer base. You sustain it, you maintain or sustain the relationship with your customers. Recently, okay, my wife put to bed, and we were at the hospital, and 3 people were actually in labor, including my wife. And I was wondering, there were just 2 nurses on ground. I said, how will these 2 nurses, if 3 of them are put into bed immediately, how would the 2 nurses attend to 3 people at the same time? It's not possible. It's not possible. So what we do in life is we leverage on several things so that we can get the result we desire. I hope that's clear enough. If you're getting value, just let me know you're getting value. Type, I am getting value. I am getting value. Type, I am getting value. I want to see your comments. I want to see your comments. Type, I am getting value. Yes, I'm glad you are. So we're talking about the concept of leverage, helping you scale up from an average musician to being a ragingly good musician. Someone is asking me, are you going to play for us? Sorry, I won't play today. Let us talk. Enough of the jam. Let us talk. We need to add value to ourselves. Yes, so we are leveraging. Don't forget, I said to achieve music growth, it is a multiplication of rates. That means the amount of effort you're putting in with respect to the passion you've got, and multiplied by the amount of time you're putting in. And I said nobody has more than 24 hours in a day. I stressed that. I emphasized on that. But now we can actually leverage in a way that we multiply time. Amazing, right? A lot of things in life have to do with your mind. Is your mind. You need to open up your mind and find out how you can do things differently. So I thought of it that, okay, I know I have 24 hours in a day, and I can't add to the 24 hours. There's nothing I can do to add to the 24 hours I have in a day. There is nothing I can do. I don't have a time machine. I can't reduce time. I can't increase time. So basically, what do? I multiply time. Now, the concept of multiplying time is not really about increasing time, but increasing or making the right decisions as to what you do within the confines of the time you have. Now, you're not just focusing on just doing, but now you're focusing on doing right. You're focusing on doing well, and you're focusing on doing hard. That's one of our mottos on the BGM program. You know, practice right, practice well, practice hard. So you're not just focusing on just doing anything, but now you're focusing on doing the right thing, doing it well, and doing it hard. So we are multiplying time. That's what it means. You're practically multiplying time. So eventually, it will lead to growth if you do the right things within the confines of time you have set for yourself, or the confines of time you have. Now, the truth is, you have to push yourself every day. Every day, you've got to push yourself to say, okay, today, I want to achieve this and that. Don't forget, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Yesterday is gone. All you have is today. All you have is today. So if you don't make the right decisions in today, maybe this is just for someone, a diversion for someone. If you don't make the right decisions today, what then will happen tomorrow? If tomorrow eventually comes? Well, by faith, we'll say when tomorrow eventually comes. But the truth is, even with your faith, tomorrow is not guaranteed. What if God decides to call you home right now? I mean, even me seated right here in your faces, God can say, okay, it's time. Oh yeah, mabawali. So we only have today, and what you do in this day matters. And don't forget also, life is just one. Babatunde, Yabo. Forget about all of that. When you come back, you can't live the same life you lived when you were there before. If at all you come back. So we only have today. So what you do in this day matters. So please, I want you to speak to yourself every morning. Tell yourself, I want to achieve great things. And don't just stop at mere wishful expectations. Move and achieve something. I have a short clip I want to play for you. Please, I want you to stay tuned and listen. Open up your mind and watch this clip. It's a speech. And that speech can skyrocket you to just anywhere you desire to be in life.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes till the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. Hell yeah. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. Hell yeah. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. Right? That's a team, gentlemen. Hell yeah. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you gonna do?
Now, I hope that was mind-blowing. I tell you, I just watched it again, and practically I am blown. You know, he started the speech saying, I don't even know what to say. If the man can't know what he want to talk, or what he go talk. He actually blew my mind. I tell you, each time I listen to this, since I found that video, it always gives me the kick. I just have now. I have now. And what I do with now matters. If I don't go get that goal, what am I here for then? What am I here for? If I'm not striving to be a better person, better musician, a better bass player, a better whatever field you're into, why are you here then? Why are you here? Of what use is your being here? So don't forget, we're talking about leveraging, and we talked about multiplying time, and I stressed that practically you cannot, would I say, literally you cannot multiply time, but practically you can multiply the concept of time. That's in, making the right decisions within the confines making the right decisions within the confines of time. And that matters a lot. So first of all, the first thing you do when you leverage is you spend time with great musicians in your field. Spend time with great musicians in your field. That's one. I have to be fast. Secondly, you attend rehearsals of professionals. Attend your rehearsals. That way you improve yourself. Thirdly, you attend events where professionals play. Fourthly, attend seminars, both paid and free. Attend seminars, improve on yourself. You don't have forever, you only have now. And on number 5, get direct mentorship. Get mentorship. If you have to pay for mentorship, get it. A mentor is different from a role model. A mentor will hold you by the hand. And BGM 11, I'm kicking off tomorrow where I'll be mentoring you on the bass guitar from chords to other aspects. I'm also having other live mentorship sessions that will be coming up this year end. They are going to be physical mentorship sessions. And I want you to like and follow my pages to be a part of these sessions. I want you to be a part of these mentorship sessions. They're all going to be free. I mean, the physical mentorship sessions I'll be having, and they'll be in Ibadan or your state. I'm thinking of moving to other cities also, but for now, it will be in Ibadan. So BGM 11 kicks off tomorrow. Tell every bass player you know to be a part of this program. There is no reason why they should miss BGM 11 because it's going to be amazing. I'll be teaching chords. If you've never played chords on the bass and you want to scale up from being a beginner to even the advanced level, the first stage of advanced level on the bass, playing chords, I'll be teaching that. I'll be teaching dealing with shapes. I'll be teaching the chemistry of notes, how to take advantage of the notes, the way notes react with each other to create amazing solos and bass lines. It's going to be an amazing time, and it's just 6,500 naira. So please be a part of it. It's going to be super, super awesome. There is no reason why you shouldn't be a part of BGM 11 if you are a bass player. Sorry, I'm not rushing, but I'm just trying to monitor what I'm doing here to be sure. All right, to be sure. We still have a little